everybody else was doing it.
I was about 12 years old.
Yeah, I thought I was in Wonderland.
We didn't even talk about it, having sex.
He was the right person to do it with.
We were kind of in the moment.
When you have kids, eventually you're going to drop out.
We're not still together.
I wasn't caring about school, wasn't caring about getting a job.
Your life changed, you don't know what to do with a baby.
The Young Parents Program is an inspiring organization that services young parents in the Springfield community. This program offers a second chance at pursuing an education for teens that have made the decision to complete their high school education as teen parents. With teen pregnancy and the contraction of sexually transmitted diseases on the rise, the Young Parents Program wants to inform today's youth of what lies in store for them if they make the decision to have sex early on.
I didn't want to have sex. I didn't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? How are we going to look at each other? What's going to happen?
Valerie made a decision to become sexually active at an early age while she was uneducated about the risk, possibilities, and basic sex education.
I was being pressured, but then again, I wasn't. So it was my decision to do it. Everybody else was doing it, so I was like, oh, I guess let me do it. I used to do a lot of sneaky stuff. My mom caught him one time in my room, and I was sent to Jersey for a whole year. And when I was in Jersey, he would always tell me, oh, I'll be here when you come back. I'll be here when you come back. Yeah, too bad he wasn't. I didn't even know what love was. I thought I knew all about life. I thought I knew all about love and everything, and I didn't. I was in love with him. He was my everything. He could do everything for me. But it was not like that. I felt like I couldn't do many things because he would always tell me that when I come home from school, I have to do this. Whenever I would go to school, he'll try to take me out of school. If he really did care for me, he wouldn't do things like that.
Friend who doesn't even bother using birth control anymore. She figures if she hasn't gotten pregnant yet, she probably never will. But that's kind of like believing you can fly just because you've never fallen off the side of a building. If she and her boyfriend keep at it without protection, there's actually an 85% chance she will get pregnant within a year.
I was type scared. I'm about to have a baby. A lot of my boys was having sex, and I always hung out with grown men. Never hung out with kids my age. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't influenced by good people. I was just influenced by bad people. Do this, do that. So yeah, I started having sex at an early age. I felt like I was ready.
Deshaun escaped his youthful years of becoming a teen parent by practicing protected sex. At the age of 18, he became a father and would come to understand the consequences of his actions.
I feel that I was ready because, I had my stuff together. Only thing I ain't had together was my education. It really wasn't too hard on me until I lost my job. Then things started to get hard. I have 2 kids, Tykees and Sanaya, boy and a girl. Life it's a struggle, but trying to make ends meet.
The reality of being uneducated and the need for consistent employment became a real necessity in order to provide for his family of 4.
Be smart about what you do before you have sex. Don't think you just gonna have sex with a girl, you know what I'm saying, get her pregnant and leave her. He could really hurt her. You know, he can lead her down this road that she's not thinking about.
Deshaun understands the value of being present as a father figure in the lives of his children.
I feel like if I'm not in their life, they're not gonna get guided down the right road. Kids need a man figure in their life, a man role model, whether it's a boy or girl. When my son turns 14, what am I gonna be teaching him about having sex? Use a condom, but you ain't ready. You shouldn't be trying to have sex at no 14. Yeah, I understand boys get a little itchy, they get horny, they want to do all this extra stuff, but he's not ready. You know, he can wait for that. There ain't no love at this age. I mean, you really need to have a strong mind to really be like, all right, I'm in love. You know, you got to get to know somebody. You don't know somebody for a couple months and then say, I want to have babies. You know, it takes time. Once you have sex, ain't no turning back. Once you lose that virginity, it's gone. You should guide that virginity like it's a lotto ticket worth $1 million. If I could tell y'all what to do to prevent from having kids, don't have sex so early. Finish school, you know, get your career straight. Get everything on this good road so you can have kids on that good road and everything still be okay. Everything just don't fall in place. You know, you have kids, eventually you're gonna drop out. I don't care who you is unless you got these goody two-shoe parents, which not a lot of us have.
Was this the person I really wanted to lose my virginity to? We're not still together. Before I had sex, I knew about using protection. I knew about the STDs out there. I knew that you can get easily pregnant off one night. I wasn't ready. If I could go back, I would wait, and I wouldn't have lost my virginity at 15. We were in a relationship, but it wasn't a serious relationship. Like, pretty much it was an open relationship to him. Like, he thought he could be with me and with other girls too. A relationship is not like that. When you're in a relationship, it's 50-50. It's not, I can be with you, but I can be with other boys too. Before I became sexually active, my life was crazy. Like, I was living the crazy life. Like, I would go house partying, drinking, smoking. I would get home late, I would sneak out. I got kicked out of Commerce for always skipping my attendance. And after that, I dropped out. I got pregnant, and that's when I went back to school. I did all the clubbing when I was young. I was clubbing underage, and it's just the same thing every day. You do the same thing every day, every night. You see the same people, you listen to the same music, and it's just, I got tired of it. I already did it when I was young, and it's like now I'm dedicated to my daughter.
Moving beyond her first sexual experience and developing a more mature attitude, Luz did end up in a relationship that would change the course of her life.
I wasn't in love with him at the time. I'm in love with him now, but we didn't know we were gonna end up in a relationship. We were talking before that time, but then we hung out one day and it just happened. When we found out I was pregnant, we were a nervous wreck. We were scared, we didn't know what to do. We never thought about abortion though. Like, we were just nervous about our life. What was our life gonna turn out to be after we had a baby? Like, what was our struggles gonna be? Being a teen mother for the past 9 months has been hard. I go through struggles. There's times that I do say I wanna give up, but I don't. because I know my daughter needs me. It's hard. It really is, like financially, supporting them, waking up in the middle of the night while they're crying. It's hard, but I don't regret it. I love being a mother to my daughter. I never had my biological parents around to talk to me about healthy sexual decisions, because I was always from foster home to foster home, so I never really had anybody to sit down and talk to me about that. I don't want my daughter to be a teen parent because it's hard, and I'm gonna let her know the struggles that I went through with her, and I'm pretty sure her father's gonna let her know the struggles that he's been going through for her. I'm gonna talk to her and, make her think before her actions. Making a healthy sexual decision means to me, think before your actions. Like, what do you think? At the end of the day, what is it gonna do for you? Young girls should think about the consequences. Like school, they should really think about school. Finish school. They can have fun when it's time to have fun, but don't take too much advantage of it. You should think, do you want to be with this person for the rest of your life? Do you want to be in a serious relationship? Or is it you just want a one-night stand? It can be a boy and a boy, a girl and a girl, or a boy and a girl. It's the same thing. You still got to think about the impact in your life. You do have to have a certain level of maturity, because you sleep with that guy that one night doesn't mean he's yours, doesn't mean you could go around the whole world fighting every girl that he sleeps with or he talks to. I mean, if you're not in a relationship, then there's nothing to fight over. There's no commitment.
If you have sex while you're on your period, there's absolutely no way for you to get pregnant. Think about it. You're bleeding. Where's the egg gonna go? It's like a totally inhospitable landscape in there.
I thought kissing could get you pregnant. I had a lot of misconceptions. I thought that having sex, you wouldn't get pregnant. It wasn't going to happen to me. I thought, you're not going to get an STD. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen to people like me. I had that misconception that I'm not going to get pregnant. I'm not going to get an STD. But guess what? I got pregnant. I wasn't ready. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about diseases when I started having sex. I didn't know how to put a condom on. I was very young, and I wanted to do it because it seemed cool. It seemed like everybody else was doing it. I was like, I'm going to do it too because I wanted to fit in with the rest of my friends who had already became sexually active. My daughter's father and I, we never really discussed what could have happened. We were kind of in the moment, and therefore we ended up having a baby out of it, and it's not the way everybody planned. I was about 7 months pregnant when he up and left right before the baby came. At first, I can say I thought I was in Wonderland, of course, the first 3 months. I found out I was pregnant. I was still kind of excited because he was working. We had our own apartment together. I was only 16, so that was like really cool that I was living away from my mom. I had my own apartment. I was having a baby. It was like a fairy tale, you know. We were talking about getting married. And then after we were in our own apartment for a little while, you know, he started becoming abusive. And when he was there, it was never a good relationship. We argued constantly about absolutely everything, not even to do with the baby. It put a lot of stress on us. Like, he didn't seem as happy as he was when we first found out. I didn't didn't know him well enough, because I didn't wait long enough to get to know him and ask him what he wanted in life and ask him about his past relationships. I found out he was in a gang previously, found so much out that I didn't know that I really should have known before we had sex. I didn't know the real him, and once I found the real him, it was a scary real him. I thought he was so good from the beginning. I thought I was so in love, but after just a few months, the way he changed, it was a totally different person. It was not the person I met when we first got together. Wasn't the person I wanted a child with anymore. I thought I loved him still, even after everything, even after the control issues, even after the abuse, I still thought I loved him and I wanted to work it out for the baby. I had dropped out of school before I had my daughter. I wasn't doing very well. I had goals, but I wasn't following them. I had to pause everything I ever aspired to do. And I had so many goals and so many hopes and so many dreams, and some of those I'll never fulfill today.
After breaking off from an abusive relationship with the father of her child, Anna sought to better her circumstances by pursuing the very thing she gave up, her education.
I got hooked up with the Young Parents Program, which kind of put me back on track and got me getting my GED. My goals are coming back into place, but having my daughter stopped all of that. For the first year of her life, I wasn't doing anything. I was home every single day with my daughter. I would tell teens to have a job, to finish school, to make sure you love your partner, to make sure that you know your partner very, very well, and know that that person's going to be there, and that they're going to take the responsibilities on head on and get a job and do what they got to do, because it's hard if you don't.
Knowing your partner plays a big role in your decision to have sex or not, Anna also agrees that practicing protected sex is equally important.
There's a lot of risks to consider before becoming sexually active. Some of those include STDs, like HIV and AIDS, or even STIs, such as chlamydia and gonorrhea. Many people don't know that HIV can lay dormant in your body for 10 years. That means you could have contracted an STD, such as HIV, 10 years ago, and you wouldn't know, and you could have passed it along to all the people you had sex with, and they would not know. You wouldn't know. That could be 100 people you had slept with in 10 years, maybe. Those 100 people slept with their own people. That's spread, and that could mean more than 1,000 people over 10 years could have been infected because of one person. I think that is pretty scary.
I felt like I loved him. We had trust for each other. I ended up sleeping with him, of course, and I got pregnant. The first time I had intercourse, I was 17. We knew each other since kindergarten. We was best friends. We used to just talk about everything together. I never really liked him like that, and then I noticed that he liked me. And then I ended up liking him, and then we just ended up going out. Then the first time, we had sex, it was the first time I got pregnant because I did not use protection. I just did it for him because I felt like he was the right person to do it with at the time. I don't think I was ready because I wasn't thinking at the time. I was young. I wish I thought about me might having a chance to get pregnant, because I didn't think about that. So I didn't think I was going to get pregnant because I wasn't even in school, so I didn't want to get pregnant at a young age because I dropped out of school. I didn't have no job. I wasn't ready to have no kid. I'm glad it happened because I think I was heading down the wrong road too, because I used to chill outside all the time, late night, just hang out. Then I realized I had to change my life around because I was having a kid. I had to put my life on pause for a minute because I had to start worrying about what I need for him, what I need to do to get him situated. And I have to find a babysitter to watch my child as I go to school. And if I could not find a babysitter, then I could not go to school. You gotta be careful what you do because sometimes you just get in a moment and then it just happened. Sometimes guys say, oh, don't worry, it's okay, I'm not gonna get you pregnant. But little do they know, they don't know when they're gonna finish. So it's important to have a plan because you don't know what risk you're taking. You don't know what responsibilities you're gonna face because anything could happen when you have intercourse. Like, if you don't use protection, there's so much diseases out in the world and they're not showable. It's not like you look at the person and you know they got something. So it could be anybody. So you always use protection. Always make sure it's the right person because sometimes you think you're in love, but the other person might not feel the same way. Wait till you see the real person, how they really act, and like get to know them as much as you can. Don't wait a couple of weeks, wait a couple of months. Teens should think about the responsibilities they're gonna have to make and the changes they're gonna have to make if they start having sex because anything can happen. You can get pregnant just by having sex one time, even if it's your first time. So it's important to always use protection no matter what. It's important to know who you're having intercourse with. It's important to know about them.
You can't go out, you can't do nothing. I used to hang out with my friends in my house, and it was a normal life. My mom used to taught me that if I had sex, I was gonna get pregnant. But when you're so young in that age, you don't know what you're gonna expect until you're in the situation. I was in school. I was 14 when I got pregnant. I was 15. My mom was really strict, and I didn't know what to do. I got into little depressions. I didn't eat for a while, and I didn't know what to expect, how to tell my mom. She started crying because she was gonna do my Sweet 15, and she got into a little depression. She was upset because I was her little girl. It was really hard because my mom used to throw it in my face. You had a baby so young, you did this to me, you did that. And when it was really hard, after 3 years, she got over it. It took her a while to get over that her little daughter had a baby. Everything was so normal. Like when I got pregnant, everything changed. Your life changed. You don't know what to do with a baby. It's a whole new experience. It was a good relationship though. I was with him until my daughter was 5 months. And things didn't work out, so we broke up. But we had a good communication because our daughter. I don't want my daughter to go through it. I don't want no other young kids to go through it because it's really tough. I'm gonna be talking to them like around 12 because I was young and I did it. And I want to be a mom that I want to talk to them. I want to be open with my daughters. Like, if they want to have sex, I'm going to take them to the doctor because I don't want them to go through what I went through. Okay. And it's really hard. So I don't want them to be in my position so they can understand they need to wait.
After overcoming a great deal of changes, Lorishelle has learned from her past experiences, and now she takes the time to make healthier sexual decisions with her partner.
We talk about it. We talk before having sex. I even took him to do his test before I had sex with him because I know what I was going to expect. I planned my other baby. Okay. So it's a whole new experience because I know how to be a mother. I know what I'm going to expect. This baby. Having sex is not just having sex, it comes with consequences. If you have sex, you can get a disease. If you have sex, you can get pregnant. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of maturity to not have sex when you're drunk. You think it's fun, it's gonna be cool, but it's not. By the time you get pregnant, you're having a kid, then you get a disease. It's not gonna be funny. By having sex, you could get them by oral sex, any kind of sex, you could have any disease. You can't be having sex with no one that you don't know. They could tell you I don't have nothing, but it could be a lie. They could do whatever. I'm gonna have sex today with this guy and tomorrow with this another guy, and they don't care.
Finally, I don't want no more kids. It's hard. I was about 12 years old. I lived life to the fullest before I had my child. I was having fun every day. Nobody influenced me. I just did it from my own free will. We knew what we was doing after like the first couple months. I knew I wasn't old enough for kids though, but it was the heat of the moment, I'll say, to have sex. She was the nicest person in the world, and then she gave birth and now she's not so nice. Her attitude towards me changed, the way she spoke to me, the way she looked at me, she makes it seem like I'm the bad guy now. Since I moved, since I'm not there every day to see my daughter, she makes it seem like I'm not trying my hardest to see her. Before I moved, I used to wake up, talk to my daughter on the phone for like an hour, then do what I had to do and go see my daughter for the rest of the day. But since I moved, I can't do that no more. We try to work it out for the sake of a child, but sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes it does. It's been up and down, hard for the most part though. I'm doing the best that I can right now. Whatever she needs, I'll try my hardest to get for her. Like if she needs diapers, I'll get it for her. Milk, I'll get it for her. Whatever she needs, I'll get it for her. It was like a big surprise when I found out she was pregnant again. I have to actually step up my game and do what I gotta do. I need to get back into college. Statistically, I shouldn't be here, but I beat the odds as a teen father. I am a graduate, I have a job, and I'm actively involved in my daughter's life. Like, it's hard enough that I'm doing what I got to do for Christina. And this one coming up, but if I have any more, I think it'll get a lot harder. If I could go back in time and wait, I would do it. I would try to get to know her again before jumping the gun.
Most recently, Michael reunited with his own father and hopes to rebuild their relationship. Michael understands the importance of a father being involved.
I'm still deciding on going to New York because, I got the job and everything waiting for me over there. I just don't want to go because of my daughter. My daughter deserves to have her father. The advice I would give a young guy thinking about having sex would be use protection at all times. They don't want a kid right now.